Hey guys, what's going on? It's John. Welcome back to Power Up! Fuck! It doesn't get easier by the day, guys. Let's just jump into it. James Gunn fired as a director of Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. What? There better be a good fucking reason why he's getting fucked. The move comes after conservative personality by the name of Jack Posobiec, right-winger talk show host. I guess he works for either CNN or Fox News. Not really sure. They don't really look into it. Don't really care. Mr. Jack resurfaced James Gunn's old tweets. Tweets from like 8 and 10 years ago. This was on Thursday. I actually heard about it on Friday, so it must have been late Thursday night. The filmmaker joked about conversational topics such as pedophilia and rape. Okay, what did he write? Let's see what Mr. Gunn wrote that was so offensive. I like it when little boys touch me in silly places. Shh. Alright, that's just weird, but okay. Anti-jokes are a thing. He was actually probably sharing an inside joke with this person. Photo shoot with at whoever that is, and at whoever that is, and also at whoever that is. Trying to maintain a semi-chub so that it looks impressive in these photos. See how that's... Unless those people are actually minors, I don't see how that's offensive. But okay, move to the next one. The Hardy Boys and mystery of what it feels like when Uncle Bernie fists me. Sad children's book. That's pretty funny. Guys, these are edgy jokes. I say fucked up things around my friends all the time. Now, should you publicize this? Probably not. Because then later on, down the line in your career, they're going to resurface. People are not going to get the joke. People are not going to get the context. They're just going to think you're a fucking weirdo. But that's besides the point. The point is, are these worth firing someone over? Let's keep reading. And by the way, I love how he highlighted the parts that were really offensive. Like, hey, don't read the rest of the context. Just read this part. The Expendables was so manly. I fucked the shit out of the little pussy boy next to me. The boys are back in town. Whatever, bro. Like, it's a stupid joke. It's obviously not real. I doubt James Gunn was fucking a little boy in the theater. I mean, I don't have to be the one to point this out. But if you think about it for 2 seconds, I doubt James Gunn was fucking a boy in the movie theater with other people. Like, just me. Are these tweets indefensible? No, they're not. They're not indefensible. I'm defending them right now. So why did he get fired? Okay, let's keep reading. It's okay. I'm not gonna jump to conclusions here. Maybe there's something in here that I'm missing. Maybe there's something in here we're firing him for. My new film, Jerk Loose, a small town where beating off is illegal and one high school kid jerks off in front of the others to show how fun it is. That's not funny at all, but it's not offensive either. Maybe I have thick skin. Maybe I've never been raped before. Maybe I've never been touched by an older gentleman. Maybe I'm just desensitized to this shit. But I don't find that offensive at all. I've seen shit on Reddit that's 10 times more offensive than this bullshit. This may be the plant version of adopting a damaged 12-year-old girl who steals your money and accuses you of molesting her. Look, has this happened before in real life? Sure. Is that joke offensive? No. Let's move on. The hotel shower is the weakest ever. Felt like a 3-year-old was peeing on my head. So obviously there he's just making a edgy joke about how bad the pressure in the hotel shower is. Still not offensive to me. I'll determine when something's offensive. I'll be that person. I'll be the offenser. But this isn't fucking offensive to me, guys. This is just bullshit that's being pushed to have a left-wing person fired. But I'll get into that later. Let's keep reading. Ego snatching kid is what I call it when I get lucky. These jokes are getting progressively less and less funny, but still not offensive. It's like, dude, we get it. Maybe you want to touch little boys. No. We don't get it. We're just like, James, come on, bro. Like, it's like that friend that you have that says what everyone's thinking, but not everyone else has the balls to say it. So, you know, you let out your frustrations through that one friend and he says it for you. That's what James Gunn is doing right now. We're all probably thinking that the shower head in our hotel feels like a 3-year-old pissing on our heads. We just don't have the balls to say it yet. I just downloaded the... I can't even see that. I just downloaded the new Steven Tyler single. I feel the type of shame... Wait. I feel that type of shame usually reserved for getting a... I can't read that. Are these the tweets that he got fired by? I can't even read it. A $3 BJ from maybe tranny. Sorry, I had to zoom in there. Oh my god, did James Gunn say the T word? Did he say the T-word. Oh my God, he said the T-word. Please have him fired right now. I'm gonna lose it. I'm gonna lose it, guys. Get the fuck out of here. 3 men and a baby. They had sex with unromantic movies. It's like, whatever, bro. These tweets don't even have retweets. Like, if you look, James Gunn is like 30 years old at this point. He's made a few movies, and these tweets have gotten 0 likes, 0 fucking retweets. So why does it fucking matter? Besides the point. I'm doing a big Hollywood film adaptation of The Giving 3 with a happy ending. The tree grows back and gives the kid a blowjob. Whatever. Still not offensive. Like, I'm still here. I'm here. My skin isn't falling off. I'm here. It's not offensive. About to vomit as I'm stuffed with whatever that is and eggplant. I'm Louis Armstronging my ass off. Just fat, not the little boys. Oh, thank you for highlighting that part where he said little boys. At least I know where to get offended. He has it outlined for me. Thank you. Thank you, Jack. You're such a good man. Mary Matthews just told me a story about a monkey jerked off to completion on a kid on the set of Max Keeble's big movie. All right, that one was funny, actually. RT Blackheart. I remember my first NAMBLA meeting. Does RT mean he retweeted? Because if that's the case, that means he didn't actually say this. I don't know. I'm not sure. I remember my first NAMBLA meeting. It was the first time I felt okay with who I am. Some of those guys are still my BFFs. Hang on, I just need to wash off that offensiveness because I'm drowning in it. I'm drowning in offensiveness. You have ruined one of my favorite movies of the MCU. I am very upset at you. Let's read why he did this. And I have a few theories why he made this. One of his latest tweets, which was 3 hours ago, he's pointing out a hypocrisy. Apparently, David French is a left-leaning guy. Because here he says, Greta's gone, Roseanne's gone, we can call this a day of hygiene. So he's obviously proud that Roseanne is off the air because she's a right-wing conservative. And she said some racist stuff online. That's why she got fired. And then it says right under that, is the right sure that it wants to claim Roseanne when the inevitable double standard war starts? Not sure what the fuck that second tweet means. Let's read on the opposite side, which Jack was to point out. No, this is wrong. His old tweets were 100% offensive and gross, but this is not how we judge people. This is not how we determine the fate of a person's career. Look, is it hypocritical? Sure. But just because there is a double standard, Mr. Jack, doesn't mean you have to go after left-leaning people's career. I went to look at James Gunn's Twitter, and he is an avid anti-Trump person. He does not like our president. And because of that, Jack decided to target him to be the next person who fell victim to outrage culture. Dave Bautista tried to defend him. Dave Bautista said, I will have more to say, but for right now, I will say this. James Gunn is one of the most loving, caring, good-natured people I have ever met. He's gentle and kind and cares deeply for people and animals. He's made mistakes. We all have. I'm not okay with what's happening to him. And then Jack, like the troll that he is, he writes on top, he promoted child rape. So I'm guessing he's saying Dave Bautista is promoting child rape. Look, bro, Dave Bautista obviously knows who James Gunn is personally. If you know someone personally and they said something online that's unlike their character, you immediately jump to the position that, hey, I know this person, he's not like that, so that's why I'm defending him. Why are you being such a naive and pretentious person to ignore everything and try to get this man's career just completely wiped down the trash? Why is it that Jack is doing this? Well, Jack is conservative. Conservative people are falling more and more victim to the Me Too movement, to the outrage culture movement, getting fired left and right for saying things that they don't necessarily mean, but they just say it off the cuff. And so he sees this and he uses it to his advantage to bring up old tweets from left-leaning people and try to have them fired on their own platform. In my opinion, it's a pretty shit thing to do because you're not really solving the problem, you're just adding fuel to the fire. Andrew says, those James Gunn tweets, yikes, I wonder what kind of internet activity will get me fired someday. And he says, do you promote child rape? You're obviously missing the point, and I think it's intentional. What he's trying to say is, we all say ridiculous things online. And just because some of us forget that we say them and just leave it in our Twitter feed, not even thinking twice about it, the internet is affecting the real world more and more every single day. Why is it if you say something online, most likely the people around you in the real world are going to react to it? Well, it's because everyone's connected and everyone sees everything that's going on all at once. But shouldn't we all just take a stand for this? Why can't we just get behind the fact that these are people who say things that they won't necessarily say in the real world? Like, you know how, like, just an example, you're around black people, just a group of black people. You're not gonna say, hey, what's up, my N-word, even though you say it around your white friends and it's cool. You understand that around those people saying that one thing, you're gonna be looked at weird and you're probably gonna get into an altercation. So you don't say it, you censor yourself. But when you're behind a TV screen where you don't have that social pressure and you actually do say it, you don't suffer those repercussions. And that's why people online say horrible stuff. So can we separate the real world from the online world as far as people's opinions and people's thoughts and what people are saying? Because we're going to get to a point where no one can say anything online that they're actually thinking. It's going to be as cordial as someone being face to face with you. Like, people are just going to be fake online and you're never really going to know who the person is unless you actually meet them in person. At which point they're even going to, like, think twice about talking to you genuinely, because you're probably gonna have a camera or a recorder device somewhere trying to just oust them. We're in this outrage culture where people are just trying to fire other people for the heck of it, for fun. We love to watch people burn, but we're targeting the wrong people. I understand that some people say some things that might be offensive, but just because you say offensive things doesn't mean that you actually believe in them. I hate to be the person to point this out, but you can say ridiculous things, still be okay with it. It doesn't hurt you. We have freedom of speech laws. It doesn't hurt you one bit. You can say the N-word in public, but as soon as someone records you or ousts you in the internet, that calls for someone losing their livelihood. Who knows if James Gunn has kids? Who knows if his family's now going to struggle because of this? Do you even think about the repercussions of the person? You guys are seriously lacking empathy. You're just doing things to lift yourself up morally. You're not adding to the conversation. You're not trying to fix the problem. You're adding fuel to the fire, Jack. And now because of you trying to prove a fucking political point, one of my favorite directors in the MCU can't make me a Guardians of the Galaxy movie. The tweets were written 8 years ago and he said sorry about it in 2012. What more evidence do you need to not oust someone like this? It's like he knew the consequences of this. He knew that Disney was a left-wing organization. He knew that releasing these old tweets from James Gunn was going to start outrage. He knew that James Gunn was inevitably going to get fired for this. He did it in response to what happened to Roseanne. There was a tweet that I saw about him, which I let it go. That he said, well, Roseanne got fired and now James Gunn's getting fired because of the same thing. It's apple to oranges. James Gunn said this 10 years ago. Roseanne said that like the night before she got fired. And then we got fucking left-wing news media saying white supremacist works to get Guardians of the Galaxy director James Gunn fired. Now you're missing the mark by a long shot, guys. This is not what I mean. Don't attack with slander. How do you know this is a white supremacist, bro? PBS, it looks like. It looks like this is PBS. Don't add, you're adding more fuel to the fire. You're slandering someone. You're saying something that is untrue. How do you know this man's a white supremacist? He's an anchor, talk show host. Why would you say something like this? This is on the opposite end how fucking bad it can get. So you got people on the left calling people on the right things that they aren't. You got people on the right just bringing up old things that the people on the left said, trying to point their hypocrisies out. So no one's really winning here. We're all just gonna fucking drown in our own filth. Now we got people defending James Gunn. You know who said worse things at James Gunn? Walt Disney. Ooh, that's a burn right there. Walt Disney was racist as fuck. This is Rhett Miller, by the way. I know James Gunn for a long time, and I guarantee that these old tweets were just jokes. You can argue they were bad jokes or pointless or tasteless or whatever, but they're just jokes. His firing is 100% about outspoken political beliefs. This is a scary time, y'all. This doesn't have anything to do with Disney being politically correct. This doesn't have to do with anything related to Disney being left-wing. It just has to do with the fact that people are facing consequences for their outspoken political beliefs. And that's the last person who defended him, because honestly, like, anyone fucking defending him out there might be on the side of, oh, do you promote child rape? Do you promote pedophilia? Sarah Blair urged Disney's Marvel to rehire James Gunn. This man is one of the good ones. If people are being punished after they have changed and after they become a better person, then what does that teach people about owning their mistakes and evolving? It teaches people to actually hide who they really are and not experimenting with their personalities and just being a fake person. That's what that teaches. So his petition has 50,000 signatures already for Disney to rehire James Gunn's Guardians of the Galaxy. We all know petitions don't fucking work. Thousands have signed an online petition for Walt Disney Corporation to rehire Guardians of the Galaxy writer and director, which makes this 10 times worse, because not only is he the writer, he's also the director. So we're probably not gonna get the same movie if someone else does this. At Comic-Con, mixed feelings on James Gunn's firing from Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. So I'm not gonna play this video, but that just gives you like a little bit of understanding. People are not sure where to stand here. At Comic-Con, mixed feelings on James Gunn's firing from Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. So I'm not gonna play this video, but that just gives you like a little bit of understanding. People are not sure where to stand here. On one hand, people understand that they were just jokes. On the other hand, people are scared to come out and defend him because they were really bad jokes. And then there's some people who just want to watch the world burn. Should James Gunn have lost his job at Disney? By Ben Shapiro. Let's see what the right wing has to say about this. James Gunn is a director of Guardians of the Galaxy. Oh, Ben, you wrote a really long article here. James Gunn is one of the directors of Guardians of the Galaxy. He was slated not only to fill out the rest of the series, but perhaps take over the entire Marvel franchise. That's true! That is true! He was, after the Russos finished Infinity War, he was the man who was going to take Marvel Phase 4 into the future. He was going to give us a new slate of movies, and now it's gone. For over a decade-old discussing tweets regarding rape, monkey ejaculating over children, and similarly horrifying material. These tweets are purely loathsome. And he follows it by, that doesn't mean he should have lost his job at Disney. Thank you, Ben Shapiro, for fucking making some sense for the first time. Disney's Gunn says his tweets were outrageous and taboo, adding, as I have discussed publicly many times, as I develop as a person, so has my work in humor. If everyone in Hollywood lost their jobs for saying loathsome things, then we would have a lot of people in Hollywood about to lose their jobs. Virtually every major comedian, for starters. With that said, there are only two questions we need to unpack here. First, should Disney have fired Gunn? Second, were people right to call for Gunn's head? How did Disney know about these prior activities before firing him? Yeah, for real. Like, that's a good point. How much did Disney know before hiring him that he had this? Disney does extensive background checks. They look at your dick print. Like, they will fucking pull your asshole hair and put it under a microscope if they need to. Like, they do extensive background checks. They even do background checks on the fucking people in costumes. Like, everyone in Disney gets an intense background check to make sure this type of shit doesn't happen. So, how much did Disney know before Gunn got fired? How much did Disney know when they hired him? That's a good question, isn't it? They probably knew everything. There was news stories about his past years ago, and he apologized for such jokes in 2012. I'm thinking the reason why Disney fired him was completely because they were just like, hey dude, we know you made these tweets in the past, but if these tweets ever come back again while you're under our supervision, we're gonna have to fire you. And I'm pretty sure Gunn signed a contract for that and everything. Ted Cruz thinks James Gunn should be prosecuted for those Marvel terminating tweets. Some of James Gunn's friends in the Marvel universe, Senator and amateur basketball player Ted Cruz. Ted Cruz isn't sad to see the future of the Guardians of the Galaxy in dire straits. I'm sure he's not. I'm sure he doesn't even know what the fuck Guardians of the Galaxy is. I'm sure he's never watched a single Marvel movie. Wow, those James Gunn tweets are just horrible. Child rape is no laughing matter. As Texas SG, I handled
far too many child sexual assaults. Truly evil. I'm glad Disney fired him, but if these tweets are true, he needs to be fired.
Ted, buddy, come here. Come here, buddy. You're a fucking idiot! Obviously, they're not true! He is not a rapist. I don't know him personally. I haven't been in the room with him and the little kid, but I can almost certainly tell you in this day and age, since we have so much information on everyone in the Me Too movement and everything, he would be ousted almost immediately if he raped someone. The kid would be like kind of like 18 or 21 at this point, I'm sure, especially because of the Me Too movement. So like everything, guys, what do you think about this? The question is to you. Do you think that James Gunn should have been fired? Do you think he should get any sort of consequences for these jokes? Everything you think, please leave it in the comments down below. Make sure to like and subscribe because it really helps our channel out. We upload videos here every single day. And without further ado, I'll see you in this box in a few.